What is good, guys? Back here with another YouTube video, and in case you cannot tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my honest thoughts and opinions on someone or something going on in this wacky weird world called professional wrestling. As you can tell by the title below, this one will be about my thoughts on the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. Before I share my thoughts on him, would love to know what your thoughts are on Daniels down in the comments below. While you are down there, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notification. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. And when it comes to Christopher Daniels, he is arguably one of the biggest names in, you could argue, North America, for sure within the US, to never really sign with the WWE. He might have had a developmental deal back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, but never like a high profile run in, let's say, NXT or Raw or SmackDown kind of deal. And that is really weird to think about, because if I was a promotion, hypothetically running one, I would want, especially like the level of WWE, would want Christopher Daniels on my side, because his brain for wrestling is up there kind of deal, let alone what he's able to do in the ring and on the mic. And for myself personally, I will fully admit I'm not the biggest fan of Daniels in the ring or on the mic. Is he really good in the ring? For sure. There's a reason why he's the first ever Ring of Honor Grand Slam champion and whatnot. And is he good on the mic? He's very believable on the mic, but whenever I think of Christopher Daniels, if it's strictly wrestling, like promos are in the ring, I think of his time in Ring of Honor. Yeah, I know that he spent time in Impact Wrestling, I know that he spent time within AEW, but it's always Ring of Honor for myself personally. And whenever I think of Ring of Honor, if I had to do a top 3 or top 5 wrestlers, Daniels is one of them. But whenever I think of Daniels, I don't, like, the first thing that comes to mind is not the wrestling, it's not the promos, it's the 2 times that I was able to meet him. First time was May of 2017, starstruck when I met him and Frankie Kazarian. It was like 2 months, if that, after Daniels won the Ring of Honor World Championship. And don't get me wrong, meeting him and Kazarian, super cool, super friendly. But I think of when I met him the following year in May of 2018 and whatnot, and I walked up, pre-show meet and greet Ring of Honor used to do, was pre-pandemic kind of deal, and Kaz and Daniels was selling their comic book, and I walked up to them like probably 70% through of the meet and greet kind of deal. Nobody was, like, people were around them kind of deal, but nobody was meeting them at that time. So I walked up to them and said, hey, do you mind doing a video, kind of, I don't want to say giving a shout out, because that's kind of not the right words, but video message to a friend of mine. She's a real big fan of both you guys. You guys helped her through some stuff kind of deal, which I will obviously not get to on here. They said, yeah, what's her name? I told them what her name was. They asked, oh, is she from around here? And I'm like, no, she lives in this state down in the US. And they both had immediately, like, before, it was like, yeah, like, I don't want to say fake smile, but half smile kind of deal, to like huge smiles kind of deal, because they knew who she was, and was surprised that I knew them, because I've never been to the States, especially at that time kind of deal, and whatnot, let alone somebody from the West Coast kind of deal. And they did that video, or after the video was done, we shook hands kind of deal, and I told them thank you, that means a lot. And they're like, no problem, hope she likes that video, and hope you enjoy the show kind of deal. So they did that video message for a friend of mine, free of charge kind of deal, which is Like, they didn't have to do that kind of deal. They could have said, yeah, you gotta buy our comic book, or you gotta buy our meet and greet ticket. But no, they did not, kind of deal. So that's like what I'll always remember, both Kaz and Daniels, for. Not necessarily like I'll remember their wrestling, I'll remember their promos, kind of deal, but that, like, those kind of memories is what I think of, and I'll always be a fan, supporter, maybe not necessarily a mark, especially in comparison to other people I know, kind of deal, but I'll always appreciate them for doing that when they did not have to do that, one, in general, let alone two, for free, and whatnot. So yeah, for myself personally, even though Daniels will always, for myself personally, go down as one of the like a Ring of Honor wrestling legend, Impact TNA legend as well and whatnot. But for myself personally, there's a part of me that like wonders what could have been with him in WWE, whether it's in front of the camera, specifically in front of the camera, and whatnot. But yeah, that's it for this video. Feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notification. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. More importantly, hope you guys are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically.
The world that we tend to make up is nothing but a fantasy until you wake up. I feel like I'm just lying to myself, yeah. Cause I just crossed the line like I'm playing offside. Do it how I want and I'ma do it till I die. Feel like I'm just lying to myself, but it's